Shalom, leaders of the pack. Bringing heaven and earth together is not an easy job. What is the function of a leader of the pack, bringing the heaven and earth together? Let's start at Genesis, Bereshit. When God creates the world, the first thing he does is to separate the waters of heaven and the earth. They're not meant to mix together, but yet there is something so like each other mixed within. If they came from the same thing and then they were separated, right? They were all water mixed up all together and then they were separated. It means that they started as one and then were separated, which means that there is a parallel between the two of them, yet there needs to continue to be a separation between them. How does that work? How do we make sure that the spirituality in our life stays sanctified and at the same time connected down with the earth? With reality, with physicality. You know, there are many religions that say that the key to maintaining spirituality is to totally disconnect. To go hum on a mountain somewhere, be as spiritual as you can, don't interact with anything physical, fast all day, be a celibate, don't interact at all with the physical environment, and then you'll be able to be spiritual. But that doesn't make sense because we as men and women were sent down to this world to be physical. So it must mean that God believes we have an ability to keep the spiritual and physical, but connect them both together. The real deep answer, I believe, is in Jacob's sulam in Hebrew, his ladder. It said that the ladder had its feet on the ground and its head reached up into the heavens. The ladder's feet were on the ground meant that it was sturdy, it was strong, it was grounded in reality, it was grounded even in physicality. Think about Jacob at that time. What was he? What were the Jewish people? What were the Israelites? They were farmers. They were steeped, their whole life was about farming, but connected to the faith of their Father above. So it starts with that sulam, that ladder being entrenched in the ground, in reality and physicality, but finding its way up to heaven, finding its way as a path for the angels to go up and down. So just because it was grounded in physicality didn't mean that it wasn't able to reach the heavens. The reason it was able to reach the heavens was because it was grounded in its physicality. If it had no grounding, then it wouldn't have been a ladder. It wouldn't have had anywhere to stand and be strong. It would have floated around and not had any influence on his life down here and his life down here up there. So those physical and spiritual worlds that were separated at the beginning of time, they need to stay separated. Why? Because they need to stay sanctified. Spiritual needs to be spiritual. Physical needs to be physical. But at the same time, us as men need to dream. And within our dreams, understand how we create a reality that we connect both the physical and the spiritual together. The answer is that sulam, that ladder. And that ladder, knowing that us men are grounded here in this earth, we're not trying to run away from physicality. We understand physicality. We understand the need for physicality. But at the same time, we know that physicality is somehow connected up to our Heavenly Father, to the most spiritual worlds. In the next video, we're going to discuss more. How do we do that? How do we make sure to stay grounded, but also reach spirituality? How to maintain our spirituality, but stay grounded in this world?